I used to think fear was just in people's heads. I used to believe every strange thing had a normal explanation. But after what happened at my family's cabin last summer, I know that is not always true. And I know something else too. Sometimes your gut notices danger before your mind does. It was July. My parents invited my two best friends, Leo and Sam, to spend a week with us at our cabin in the woods. The cabin was deep in the forest, no neighbors, no streetlights, just trees, darkness, and silence. During the day it was peaceful. At night it felt wrong. Too quiet, too still. On the third night, around 2 a.m., Leo suddenly shook me awake. He looked scared. His face was pale. He pointed toward the window. "Guys," he whispered. "Look." Sam and I got up slowly. We moved to the bedroom window. Outside, in the backyard, there was an old wooden playground set. My dad had built it years ago for my younger siblings. There were 2 swings hanging from rusty chains. And under the moonlight, those swings were moving. Back and forth. Back and forth. Slow at first. Then faster. Higher. Like someone was sitting on them, but the seats were empty. Completely empty. No wind, no sound. Just those swings moving in perfect rhythm. We stared at them in silence. None of us spoke. None of us breathed properly. The next morning we told my dad. He laughed and said it was probably the wind. But I could tell he didn't fully believe that, because his smile disappeared too quickly. That afternoon, Sam walked into the kitchen and froze. On the table was a small teddy bear. Dirty, old, wet-looking. None of us owned it. My mom saw it and went white. She said she had found the same teddy bear on the porch the day before. She said she threw it deep into the woods, but now it was back, inside the cabin, on the kitchen table. By evening, the whole house felt heavy, like something was waiting. My parents locked every door and window. Sam, Leo, and I stayed in the living room, pretending to play video games. Nobody was really playing. We were just trying not to panic. Then, at exactly 3:15 a.m., the power went out. The TV shut off. The room vanished into darkness. For a second, nothing moved. Then we heard it. The sound came from the backyard. The swing set. Those rusty chains were moving again. Then came a soft tapping on the sliding glass door behind us. I lifted my flashlight slowly. My hand was shaking. Outside on the porch stood 2 children. A little boy and a little girl. Maybe 7 years old. They were wearing old pajamas. Their clothes were damp. Their heads were lowered so we couldn't see their faces clearly. The girl spoke first. Her voice was tiny. "Please open the door," she said. "Our mom left us in the woods. We're cold." Leo stepped forward immediately. "We have to help them," he said. But Sam grabbed his arm. "Wait," Sam whispered. "Look at them." I raised the flashlight higher, and that was when my blood turned to ice. The children were smiling. Not a normal smile. A huge, stretched smile. Too wide to be human. Their eyes were wide open too. They were staring directly at us without blinking. Then the boy spoke again. "Open the door." But the voice was wrong. It was deep. Broken. Layered, like several people were speaking through one mouth. I screamed for my parents. My dad came running downstairs with a baseball bat. The moment they heard him, the 2 children turned and ran into the woods. Not walked, not fled slowly. They sprinted into the darkness at an impossible speed. The police came an hour later. They searched the woods. They brought dogs. But the dogs refused to go near the playground. They whined. They pulled back. They would not move closer. An officer sat down with my parents and us in the living room. He listened to everything. The swings, the teddy bear, the children on the porch. When I finished speaking, his face had gone pale. Then he told us something terrible. 3 years ago, he said, a mother had abandoned her 2 children in those woods. The children did not survive the winter. People had reported seeing them near the old playground ever since. My mom started crying. Leo looked at me and whispered, "So they were ghosts." The officer shook his head. "No," he said quietly, "you do not understand." He pointed at the teddy bear. "The children are the harmless ones. They swing on the swings. They leave warning signs." Then he stood up and pointed his flashlight at the floor behind our couch. My stomach dropped. There were muddy footprints, huge ones, bare footprints. They led from the kitchen, around the couch, and straight to the front door. The officer looked at us and lowered his voice. "Whatever was mimicking those children," he said, "whatever brought that teddy bear inside, it was already in this cabin with you all night." And for the first time in my life, I did not want to turn around.